Lesson 58, solving percent problems with equations. So when we write with equations, there are some key words that you need to pay close attention to. When you see the word of in a sentence when you're dealing with math problems, that just means multiplication. When you see the word is in math, that means equals. So you're just going to put an equal sign where you see the word is. And so now the equation that we're going to be looking at is percent, and the percent is always this, has a percent sign with it, times the whole number, or the whole, equals the part. Or if you think of this, the whole is your of, and the part is your is. And so you could set up with proportions, or you could set up with equations. So percent times of equals your is. Or if you do it as proportions, it's percent over 100 equals is over of. And so let's look at an example here. 32 ounces is 25% of a gallon. How many ounces is a gallon? So if I were to rewrite this, I would say 25% of a gallon is 32 ounces. How many ounces is a gallon? So we can write this with an equation. So we can do 32 is, remember, means equals 25%. I'm going to use the decimal 0.25. Of means multiplication. A gallon. We don't know the gallon, so I'm just going to put a G. So how many ounces is a gallon? So we're going to solve for G. So to solve for G, I'm just going to divide by 0.25 on both sides. And we have 32 divided by 0.25. That gives us G equaling 128. So for one whole gallon, you would have 128 ounces to fill that up. Next one, 60% of 4,500 is how much money? So here, we can write this as an equation as well. So 6%, so that's be 0.06 as a decimal, of means multiplication, 4,500 is how much money? Or you could have done percent 6 over 100 is the same as is over of. Is, we don't know. The of is 4,500. And I can look at this and I know that 100 times 45 gives me 4,500. That means 6 times 45 would give me my n. And 6 times 45 is 270. So we would have $270. Next one. Mr. Valescas bought a used car for $8,500. Sales tax rate was 7%. How much did he pay in tax? So he bought a used car for $8,500. The sales tax rate was 7%. So then multiply that by your 7%. So how much did he pay in taxes? So if we take our 8,500 and we multiply that by 0.07, we get $595. Now it's important that when you use a percent, if you write it as a decimal, make sure you move the decimal place 2 places to the left so that you use the correct decimal number. Next one, 20% of what number is 40? So we're looking for the of. We know the is. So, and we know that the percent. So it's 20 over 100 is over of, so 40 over n. I know that 20 times 2 gives me 40, so 100 times 2 would give me my n. N would have to equal 200. So 20% of 200 is 40. Next, the sales tax rate is 8.25%. What is the sales tax on $18.97 purchase? So 0.0825 times $18.97. So I can grab my calculator here and do 0.0825 times 18.97. Here you'd have to round to the nearest cent. So this would be $1.57 that you would round back onto. Next one, Blanca correctly answered 23 of the 25 questions. What percent of the equations did she answer correctly? So to find the percent, she did 23 out of the 25. Just do 23 divided by 25 gives us 0.92. Multiply that by 100 for the percent, and we would say 92% she answered correctly. How much is a 15% tip on a $13.25 meal? So 13.25 times the percent, so 0.15 gives us what number? It says round to the nearest dime, so that means to the nearest 10 cents. 13.25 times 0.15. We get an answer of 1.9875. So to round that to the nearest 10 cents, the nearest 10 cents would have been $2. How much money is 16 2/3% of 1,200? Okay, so I have 1,200 times, so 16 2/3% of 1,200. 16 2/3%, that would be taking 50 over 3, because that's 16 2/3. Plus we have to divide this all over 100. So the quickest way of doing that one would be just doing 50 divided by 3. Divide that answer by 100, and then multiply that by 1,200, and that would give us an answer of $200. And the last couple of questions, what percent of 50? So what percent of 50 is 32? So I divide by 50 on both sides. So 32 divided by 50 gives us 0.64, which the percent would be 64%. So just multiply 0.64 times 100. Next one, Dixon made a $2,000 down payment on an $8,000 car. The down payment was what percent of the price? So I can do 2,000. So they paid 2,000 of the 8,000. So I can, these zeros cancel out. 2 divided by 8. So I could divide it by 2. So that's 1 over 4. So that would be 1/4 would be 25%. And Chemo paid $24 for the shirt, which was 75% of the regular price. What was the regular price? So if they paid 75% of the regular price, we would do 24 times, let me see, not 24 times, let's think of it this way. The is 24. We're trying to find the of. So we have 75% over 100 equals is over the of, which is n. We're trying to find that one. So I can cross multiply, so we got 2,400 equals 75n. Divide by 75. 2,400 divided by 75 gives us an answer of $32. So $32 would be the original cost of the shirt. That is our lesson today on solving percent problems with equations.